All right, the NFL, another good weekend. Minnie took care of the Giants. Dalvin Cook, 132 yards on the ground. Thielen, 7 receptions for 130 yards, 2 touchdowns for him. Good job for Minnie to bounce back. They got the Eagles coming up. Eagles on the road. They got, I'll get to the Eagles later, but Minnesota, good game. They got Philly coming up next. Houston, Deshaun Watson, 28 for 33, 426 yards, 5 TDs. The first time in NFL history, let me get this right, first ever 400 passing yards, 5 TDs, and fewer than 5 incompletions in a game. Deshaun Watson, phenomenal game. Almost, but not quite, outdone by Will Fuller. 14 receptions, 217 yards, 3 TDs. He's the 4th player ever with 14 receptions, over 200 yards, and 3 touchdowns in one game. Phenomenal game. Houston racked up the points, embarrassed Atlanta. Atlanta looks like a joke. But anyways, we'll get to that later. The Panthers beat the Jags 34-27. McCaffrey's story of the day, 176 yards on the ground, a pair of touchdowns, plus that, just incredible 80-yard run. Phenomenal. And San Fran last night over Cleveland, absolutely embarrassed Cleveland after Baker Mayfield didn't want to shake hands with Sherman before the game started. Wasn't it you, Baker Mayfield, that was whining and complaining in college when a player didn't want to shake your hand before a game? Seems a little hypocritical to me, but whatever. We'll see how you guys do going forward. I don't have a lot of faith in myself. The Saints win by 7. Michael Thomas, 11 receptions, 182 yards, and 2 TDs. A lot of big games on the day. Cardinals rookie QB and head coach got their first win in a big game. Eagles, Jets. Wow. The New York Jets are fucking bad, especially with Falk under center. The Eagles D feasted. 10 sacks on the day. Brandon Graham, 3 sacks. Orlando Scandrix, his first game this year. The Eagles just picked him up. He has not only 2 sacks, but 2 strip sacks. And the one, oh my goodness, it was like some kid in grade 8 taking a fucking grade 2's lunch money. He just grabbed the ball, threw him to the ground, trotted in the end zone. Well, a lineman almost caught him, but he scampered into the end zone for the touchdown. There is a pick 6 by the Eagles D. The Jets are atrocious. The Eagles D got off on the right foot. They got a tough sked coming up. They're in Minnesota, in Dallas, in Buffalo, then at home to New England. That's a rough 4-game skid for the Eagles. We'll see how they fare. If they can come out of that 2-2, they'll be doing pretty good. And I think they'll still be in control, or at least tied with the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see what happens with both of them teams. New England, they took care of Washington. Washington, that nice early touchdown. But why? Brady, Belichick. It's pretty much all you have to say every week, especially with their schedule. Although weeks 9 to 14, all these people are looking and saying, oh, New England's not going to lose a game. Weeks 9 to 14, look at that. They got 5 tough games. I believe they play Dallas, Philadelphia, Minnesota. They got a very similar stretch of 5 games. Theirs just comes starting at week 9. Well, Phillies is starting a little sooner and kind of tailing off when they play New England in 4 weeks. So we'll see how the Patriots fare. Obviously, they're still the best team in the AFC. Them and the Chiefs, you can, in my opinion, you can flip a coin, even though the Chiefs lost last week. Hopefully they get Tyreek Hill back. They've been battling a few injuries there. Mack and Wilkins combined for 180 rushing yards against Kansas City, attacking a beat-up and injured Kansas City D, especially up the middle. With their linebackers and D-line, that the middle of that defense right now is banged up and injured and was suspect to begin with. So Indy took advantage of that. Comes out with a big win, dominating on both sides of the ball. Quentin Nelson, who I feel should have been the Rookie of the Year, is already a top offensive lineman, in my opinion. I think the kid is phenomenal. Jacoby Brissett is just doing enough, doing what he has to, managing the ball well, and the Colts, they just might win their division, or at least early odds are, because I cannot figure out Tennessee at all. They're one of the most baffling teams to me. Jacksonville, who knows what's going on, especially with the Jalen Ramsey saga, but Gardner Minshew become one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch play right now. I just, something about Jacksonville this year I just enjoy watching. And no Devontae Adams, no problem. We got Aaron and Aaron. And one of them, Aaron's, didn't have to do much, Aaron Rodgers. Because Aaron Jones took the ball to the house 4 times on the ground in Dallas, and even gave a nice little wave as he was running by one of the Dallas defenders trying to catch him right before he got into the end zone, about that 3-4 yard line, maybe the 2 yard line, something like that. This game was over. Dak Prescott piled up over 400 yards and whatnot, but all that was in garbage time. The score is 31-3 in the third quarter. Dallas starts making it. Amari Cooper, though, oh my goodness, those 2 moves he pulled on that one long TD catch were fucking genius. I could not stop. I was going crazy watching that shit. That was amazing. Amari Cooper, a big game too, but again, 11 receptions, 226 yards, and that beautiful touchdown. Prescott 463 yards, 2 TDs, but it was all in fucking garbage time. The game was well in hand, well done. Green Bay really let their foot off the throttle, and it was all the Aaron Jones show for Green Bay. And that defense, wow, Packers defense continues to shine and play well. They stopped Zeke Elliott. They held him in check. They're doing well on their coverage of the top 1 and 2 wide receivers on other teams. Green Bay, good job. Way to go. Why don't you let Aaron Rodgers loose? I want to see Aaron Rodgers let loose. He's one of the best quarterbacks ever. Let him just throw the ball like crazy. You got QBs out there throwing the ball 60 times. I don't want 60 throws in a game. I think that's ridiculous. But at least make it a slight edge for pass first run with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers. Anyways, Pittsburgh D really kept them in the game. Pair of picks in Baltimore territory. And nasty. If you guys haven't watched it, you probably don't want to see it. But Mason Rudolph just gets laid out. Then the cart is not working. So not only can he not get carted off after clearly being knocked unconscious and a definite fucking concussion, he had to be helped off the field and fucking walk off on his own. Come on, like how the fuck do you not have a working cart? And why is there only one fucking cart? What if you have collisions out there? Shouldn't be there one available for each sideline? That way if you do have a malfunction with one of the fucking carts, the other one can come over and help the fucking player? It's a vicious sport. There's a reason there's carts and medical staff on hand. It's violent. There's lots of physicality and hard hitting. You have to have the proper safety measures in place. Get a working fucking cart. It's ridiculous. And how was it not realized until they fucking had to get the player? How was there not a fucking check done on this fucking cart pregame? And if something broke down, why weren't they working on it to fucking fix it? Anyways, I don't know the answers. I don't know if they were. So if you were, I apologize. But still, you gotta have more than one fucking cart available, especially for sports like hockey, football, rugby, etc. Those hard-hitting, violent sports that a lot of us love and enjoy. MMA, like even WWE. Them dudes, it may be scripted, but they're fucking phenomenal athletes. The shit they do, the shit they put their bodies through is fucking incredible. It takes a lot more skill and talent than I think a lot of people realize. And if anybody watched last night, Tyson Fury making his appearance there, you could see the lack of experience and how he's a real fighter and didn't really know how to throw them fake punches and shit much. But anyways, back to football. 5 sacks for the Bills D. The Bills look incredibly well. They even held Brady and the Patriots in check when they faced them last weekend. So the Bills, they could be a serious threat this year. I expect them to make the playoffs now, and I don't believe I had them in the playoffs at the start of the season. I'll have to go back and check, or you guys can let me know if you watched my notes. Anyways, that's my little look back on Week 5 in the NFL. I'll get to my picks in my next video. Peace.